Okay, for this video, I want to demonstrate what we would call load balancing, and that's the balance of work, balancing the work between a person and the machine that they're running. So for this example, we're going to use our Cosmo XL, and the whole point of this video is that it's not always the most advantageous thing to have the machine doing the maximum amount of work and the person just standing there watching it. There's some throughput to be had, and we'll demonstrate that right now. So as I'm doing this video, I realized we left out a critical component, and that was, what does this process take without the machine, all by hand? And it just so happens we ran another experiment last week, and I've got a clip of how long it took to hand sand that whole door. So with no machine assistance, now we're gonna see how long it takes to hand sand the door, then we add in the machine, then we balance the work, and then see the result. So those 20 doors took me a total of 1 hour, 49 minutes, average of 520. As the operator, the only part the machine absolutely can't sand is that vertical surface right there. So that's the part I'm gonna do on the bench, and then the machine will sand the rest of that door. So that video was 5 minutes and 42 seconds long. Probably would be a little shorter if we just do the sanding time. But you can see, as the operator, I'm just standing there the whole time, and that's not good for people. We stand there, we go crazy. So we want to start taking some work off of that machine, putting it on the operator, and seeing how close can we get those two. So I think right off the bat, I would turn off the edge sanding, and let's just turn off the edge sanding and corner breaking and see what happens. Okay, so in that video, we saw the time went down to like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So we knocked off almost 2 minutes just by pulling some of the work off of the machine and putting it onto the operator. But we still saw I'm standing there with my arms crossed, picking my nose. So let's do even more. So I'm watching the machine as I'm standing there, and the flip and the sanding the back might be something I could do as the operator, offload that from the machine and see if we can get those times in line. Let's give it another try. Okay, so as you saw in that example, we got it almost perfectly balanced. The robot's dropping off a part and I'm ready to put another part on. I'm editing this video and I realized I left out the most fun part. That time for the last example was 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So we cut 3 minutes and 40 seconds off of that processing time with a little bit of load balancing. So that's the magic of load balancing and keeping your operators busy. Controversially, it can go the other way. The only reason that we're going with putting more work onto the operator there is because I was standing around. So for example, if this door had a really convoluted profile, or there is some aspect to this door where I had to spend 5 minutes just doing the handwork. Remember, rule number 1, subordinate all activity to the bottleneck. So if the handwork was taking me 5 minutes, then I would go the total opposite way and I would put all of the work onto the robot, and then our overall sanding time is still cut in half. So it doesn't necessarily matter what machine you're running. Look for trapped labor and then just try and find something you can offload from that machine onto the operator to get just a little more throughput. We like to squeeze those lemons. So just think about it. What would happen if you could just cut even just a couple of the processes in your factory more than in half? Good stuff happens. I can already hear it now. I better address this. I'm gonna get people going like, oh, Brad, well, my operator can't do anything else that the machine is doing. Okay, well, leave that operation alone. I'm talking about the ones that can. Also, there is a case to be built for consistency and quality and stuff like that. So if there is certain KPIs that you can't move on, that only the machine is going to do reliably, then also don't take those off of the machine. Only move the things that can be moved. It's that easy.